Hello, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm not one who really celebrates these holidays too much, but obviously I'm doing a class today. Thank you for joining me and coming back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jess, if you don't know me yet. And my business is Wild Mother Awakening. You can find me on Instagram. You can go to my website, email me anytime at wildmotherawakening@gmail.com. For any private sessions, obviously you can go through and look at my other YouTube videos, my other yoga classes to know what I'm about. So today, in light of Thanksgiving and the essence of why we celebrate it, however debatable it may be, and I'm on the debatable side of why Thanksgiving isn't necessarily the greatest holiday in terms of how we came to be a nation. Anyways, that's a different conversation. I wanted to do a self-gratitude class because, it's funny. I actually woke up today not knowing what I wanted to do a class about. I knew I was going to do a class today. I hadn't written anything out. I don't often write like every single posture, every single pose, or every single thing that I do in a class, because there's something that just flows through with more ease when I just kind of have a single topic in mind or like a single theme and just show up and allow it to flow through naturally. It just kind of flows through and I'm able to guide you by what is downloading to me at that time. It's a kind of an intuitive connection, intuitive flow. So today I was doing some work this morning and just self-gratitude came in. I was like, of course. Because I'm alone today. One of my biggest reflections over this last year of getting divorced and moving out on my own and having 50-50 custody of my children with my ex is holidays are not always spent with my children. And my other family is always very far away. Like my parents and my dad's siblings are getting together today, but they live about 5 hours from me. So it just wasn't worth the drive to go. So I just decided to stay here and spend time with myself. And that's kind of where I've been reflecting into a lot more. I've been in very strong hermit mode of self-reflection, self-awareness, of who I am and what I love about myself, and not just on the flaws, and all the things that we feel like we have to fix about ourselves, or that we have to fix about our partner, or work on with this. Like in the self-healing community, in the which kind of links with the yoga and the spiritual community as a whole, there's so much discussion and focus in shadow work and self-reflection and self-awareness and inquiry into who you are and why you're here and how to show up in relationships. And we often get into a very hyper-focused place of all of the things that we need to change about ourselves, all the things that we need to heal and shift and alter and dive into. And we very rarely come back to ourselves in the present moment and just have gratitude for who we are in this space at this moment, unaltered, uncriticized. Because when we continue to see all the things we need to change, we aren't loving and accepting who we are right now. And we are all very beautiful, divine beings, simply trying to navigate our way through this earthly experience as humans, with challenges and struggles and flaws, and we all have that to face. But until we can come into ourselves, honor our body, this physical vessel that we are experiencing this place, this realm in, we don't have the respect and gratitude for the experience in itself. And we aren't honoring ourselves enough and releasing a little bit of that self-criticism, where the awareness of what we need to work on and heal is wonderful. And we all should have that self-awareness and self-reflection. Today, I want to bring you back into this self-gratitude, this self-acceptance, bringing balance to our energies and focusing into the solar plexus, which is our willpower and our self-esteem. This is our self-identity. This is where the ego lives. And the ego is not necessarily bad. The ego is really our self-identity. It's who we are on this planet. Can the ego get in the way sometimes? Yes. But the more we reject the ego, we're rejecting ourselves. So coming back into the body, into the experience, honoring our breath. I'm going to guide you in a breathwork practice today. So we're focusing into the solar plexus, which is our ego identity, our self-power center. And there's so much in this world that I've noticed this awakening of the solar plexus. We're moving up the chakra channels. Several years ago, I noticed a huge stress in the root chakra. We've all been very root chakra traumatized from birth. And then into the sacral, we've been creatively and in our sensuality been suppressed in so many ways, from sexual traumas and within partnerships that stalls our creative and sensual energies. And now we're moving up into the solar plexus, which is our willpower, self-power, self-identity, and self-esteem. And when this is imbalanced, we tend to notice a lot of digestive issues. So it's focused within this area of the body, kind of between the navel and diaphragm, below the ribs. And digestive issues are so common with solar plexus imbalances. And it also helps us in making aligned decisions for our future. If we aren't confident within our self-esteem and our self-power, it challenges us when we're faced with making important decisions for our future and who we want to be and who we're moving towards. So with this practice, we are addressing our samana energy. And that is the in-between breath, that mid-breath between the inhale and the exhale. So we don't always have awareness of that mid-breath. So this is about balancing the prana, which is the inner energetic flow, and the apana, which is the outward energetic flow. So let's dive right in. I actually want to share a little story, a little fable around samana. Once upon a time, two birds were sitting together, one on each side of a strong wooden perch. Although they shared this living space, the birds never looked at one another. Sometimes one bird would move toward the other, but this unbalanced the perch, and so he would instinctively move away again to bring their shared space back into balance. Once in a while, one of the birds would try to fly away. However, he would only be able to fly a short distance before being drawn back to the perch by a length of vine tethered to his foot. Although there was no possibility of getting away from the perch, neither bird understood why. The two birds lived together without knowing that they were tied both to the perch and to the actions of their partner. Now, what does this fable mean in terms of prana and apana? Imagine that prana, which is the inward moving vitalizing energy, is one of these birds who share the perch. Imagine that the other bird is the apana, your outward pushing, cleansing energy. Both need to be in equilibrium to keep you well balanced in mind and body. During the process of breathing, prana equates with your in breath and apana with your out breath. Samana energy is the pause between. A retention of breath, also referred to as your middle breath, whose role is to unite your prana and apana. It is your samana energy that balances both birds on the perch so that their movements become complementary rather than opposing, and permits each bird a measure of freedom while ensuring that they always return to each other to maintain homeostasis. One of the most effective ways of improving the relationship between your prana and your apana energies is by increasing your samana, the breath retention between your in and out breaths. Ancient yogis devised breathing exercises to increase the length of this retention. Holding your breath has the added benefit of purifying your subtle energy, increasing your ability to assimilate or digest mental, emotional, and spiritual stimuli, and to store excess energy around your solar plexus, providing the reserves you need to make discriminating choices about your future. And then there's another quote here that I love. Through mastery of the mid-breath, which nourishes your body, you shine with a radiant light. I think there's such a undervalue to breath work. And I've fallen away from it a little bit in my life. I started breath work several years ago, and just kind of as my marriage started to fall apart more and the divorce came, I fell into my own little abyss of darkness and lost a lot of these practices along the way. So now I'm coming back into these things where it's like I'm learning it all over again, but yet I'm also remembering the practices that I had before and how much they affected my life at that time. Because really, when I was doing those practices previously, several years ago, that is where the clarity of where my life should go came up. That is where the clarity of needing to step out of my marriage became clear. The self-power that I was needing for my own life became much stronger. I don't want to say I lost myself. I allowed a healing period where I kind of went into a bubble of my own sadness for a couple of years, well, at least a year or two. And now I'm pulling myself back out and feeling a call for all of these practices to re-enter my life. And I feel that calling to share as I come through them as well with you on YouTube and through the studio that I'm having. Because breath work is our life force. It's life force energy. Without our breath, we do not exist. So holding in that power of our breath is what is so revitalizing to the body and our energy and our frequency. And it's such a self-healing mechanism of just flowing that oxygenating energy through every cell of your body, bringing those chakras back into full power and strength. It just shifts your entire being. So, with that said, let's begin our samana practice today. This is best if you can do it outside. I encourage you to go outside, sit in the grass, feel the sun on your skin if you have that availability. I unfortunately am in Wisconsin, and it's a little chilly and foggy and dreary today. So I have my window open for my natural light, and I will absorb that. But if you can go outside, it's a great way of connecting yourself to the earth and the sun and the energy of the trees, and it can be much more powerful. So we can sit in a nice cross-legged easy pose, allow the hands to rest wherever comfortable. Breathe your spine nice and long and tall, imagining a cord from the tip of your head down, connecting your spine to the mat below you. Closing your lips, we are focusing on nasal breath. So as you take a breath in your nose, feeling your belly expand, visualize that powerful energy coming through in your breath and filling up that solar plexus, a beautiful golden light of energy within the solar plexus center and pulsing. Think of like a vortex of energy filling your inner system and expanding slowly as it surrounds your body. So each in-breath, and then pause. And then exhale out the nose. We're going to repeat this for a couple minutes. Nice, strong inhale in the nose, feeling that energy fill up your lungs and filling up that solar plexus with that beautiful golden light of energy, spiraling into that vortex of the chakra center. A nice deep inhale, and then you are holding that mid-breath for several counts. And then fully exhaling out the nose. Maintain this steady in, pause, and out breath. Focusing into filling up the solar plexus with that beautiful golden light energy. And imagine it slowly filling up your entire body and expanding around your energy center, your energetic body. We'll finish up with just 3 more breaths, really expanding that belly outward as you inhale, pausing at the mid-breath, feeling that light expand within the solar plexus, and exhale fully out the nose. 2 more. Last one. And return to a normal breath. Breathe out the nose. Feel how your body has shifted. Notice any changes, tinglings, vibrations, messages that you're getting. And you can gently open your eyes. Bring your hands to your heart. Bowing your head in gratitude for showing up for yourself in this practice today. Honoring your soul, your mind, and your body. Honoring your journey and the unique path that you are on. Om Shanti Shanti.